AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City, and streaming audio at KTLV1220.com.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the views of the host and guests and not necessarily those of KTLV radio station. Any products endorsed on this program do not represent an endorsement by KTLV Radio, its staff, or management.
Good morning, Oklahoma City, and welcome to the Clara Luper Show. In a moment, your host, Clara Luper.
Come on, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper's radio show. And today's radio show is being brought to you by Black's Flower Shop, a family tradition since 1934. Fresh flowers, plants, gifts, balloon bouquets, fruit baskets, flowers for all occasions, funeral flowers, wedding flowers. 8485 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 424-5715. And for those of you that are out of town, it's 1-866-233-0965. Let me repeat those telephone numbers. 424-5715, 1-866-233-0965. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. On Saturday, opens at 8:30 and closes at 12. Yes, they have nationwide delivery, all at Black's Flower Shop. A nation will be celebrating the Declaration of Independence. 1776, July 4th. The best known and noblest of American state papers were adopted and published to the world. As its opening phrase specifies, the Declaration of Independence was intended not only to announce the separation of the United Colonies from British sovereignty, but also to justify this action out of a decent respect to the opinions of mankind. And what was the justification for rejecting the ruling of the crown? It was a self-evident truth that all men are created equal. For the first time in human history, a nation was founded on its democratic ideas. But the statement of ideas was flawed. A special committee of Congress had drafted the document, working over a period of nearly 2 months. The actual detailed work was done by the chairman of the committee, Thomas Jefferson. But the document had the approval of John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Robert Sherman, and Robert R. Livingston, the other committee members. The measure and vibrant phrases were adopted, much as Jefferson had drafted them, but with two basic changes. Jefferson's clear and noble denunciation of slavery was stricken out, leaving the Declaration silent on the issue of slavery. The 56 white men who sat as at Congress in Philadelphia in 1776 was not the first, nor unfortunately the last to attempt to cover up slavery. But their actions were especially definitive by failing to specify that slaves were human beings. The Declaration of Independence, while it continued to say all men, actually meant only all white men. So the official statement of democratic ideas was flawed in 1776. It was not an oversight. It was a deliberate omission, a kind of conscience. It set the pattern which was to be written into the Constitution of the United States a few years later, when slaves were declared to be counted as 3/5 of a human being. It incorporated in our first official statement of democratic ideas and a compromise with truth, which was not to be corrected until a civil war prepared the way for the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments to the Constitution. That compromise with self-evident truths wrote by its silence the error, the mistake that was to roll down the annals of history. But no matter what the Declaration of Independence says about self-evident that all men are created equal, by its deliberate silence on the issue of slavery, it leaves open the possibility of a nation of unequals. Yes, Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner. Yet he wrote those words, all men are created equal. Well, black slaves had petitioned the governor and the legislature of various states to change it. We have in common with all other men a right to our freedom, they cried. We are the creatures of that God who made of one blood all the nations of the earth. It was not only Jefferson's language which was omitted from the Declaration of Independence. It was the whole upsurging yeast of freedom's aspiration which was deliberately denied. The loaf of liberty did not apply to us. It's no wonder that the bell of liberty cracked. Its metal was an imperfect piece or an imperfect mold. Yes, it is time now to play catch up. It is not too late. Or is it too late? It is not too late to open up the opportunities to be equal and to be treated as equals. Separation negates a sense of belonging. How can one feel that he belongs when he's already left out? The Supreme Court, through the NAACP, answered that question. As NAACP went to the Supreme Court year after year, and finally, in the Brown case was in effort to restore to the Declaration of Independence the full meaning of that word, all men are created equal. So when we in the NAACP declare you gotta belong, we mean not only one group of people, but all group of people. Clara is as segregation still today. I think it was evident last week as one of the most educational experiences that have ever occurred in Oklahoma. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant appeared. Was it covered by our own local newspapers? Oh, we had a little article. But once we commit a crime, our pictures are shown to the whole world. Naturally, I complained along with others to the Daily Oklahoma. And they told us that we have a policy, that we do not cover pageants. I didn't understand that. I said, you had a policy not to cover pageants? I must be reading wrong because I read in the Daily Oklahoma about other pageants. I have seen pictures of others, but they were operating under that Declaration of Independence that stated that all men, and they meant all white men, were created equal. Yes, we've come a long ways. We have a long ways to go. We have a long ways to go. And then you ask me, Clara, why is it that you're working so hard to take young people to the NAACP National Convention? Let me ask Calvin, why do you think it's important to take young people to the NAACP convention? And the convention will be held in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The theme is the conscience of a nation. And I'm very proud to say that the NAACP served as a conscience of a nation.
No doubt, Mom. No doubt at all. And you're absolutely right, because of the fact that if we were to commit, or if on that last Saturday night there had been a super crime committed, it would have made the front pages of the papers and the UPI and UPA or whatever. But it would have done that. But I have to start off by saying good morning. It's so good to be here this morning. It's so good to be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show, where we're live and we're in beautiful living color, and where we're getting ready for that spaghetti dinner at the Freedom Center. But then, you're right, Mom. It's easy to make the paper if you commit a crime, but don't do nothing right. Don't do nothing outstanding. Don't do nothing that your community is proud of you, your church is proud of you, your family is proud of you. Don't do the proud things. You'll never make the daily paper. But good things have happened. Good things will happen this week. I know by now you've already called that friend. You've already called that neighbor. You've already invited them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show. We want you. 672-1220 is that. 730 West Britain Road. Remember that. Something about Black's Floors. Remember that. But we'll tell you more as we go along in the show.
Calvin, as we look at the Declaration of Independence and Independence Day, as we use thousands of dollars to, what we do with firecrackers and all, I want you to remember that declaration was not for us, those of us that were black, until the NAACP stepped forward, until the NAACP did it through effort, through sweat, through tears. Can't you hear the voice of a Reverend Perry? Can't you hear the voice of a Dr. Wynne crying out to make the Declaration of Independence a reality? No wonder today they are gathering at Freedom Center, trying to sell spaghetti dinners, trying to sell neck bones and beans in order to make the young people take up the torch of the NAACP and say we are going to perpetuate the ideas of our forefathers that fought for freedom.
Once you understand your history, once you realize your history, then it becomes different. The NAACP has been an integral part of black folk before the Cherokee Trail of Tears. We were there then. The NAACP has been an integral part of your history. Look back, you think about what the NAACP has done for you. You look at the house you're living in. You look at the
if
job
you're living
you have.
across 8th Street.
Well, right.
Mr. Irie Hall and his
Right.
wife and children were thrown out because he had the audacity to buy a home across 8th Street.
On the north side of 8th Street. Look at your history. Well, you got if you can continue to live and I know you got to go to your job, I know you got to do good things, but then look at your history. You would appreciate what the NAACP has done. We need your help, not only for an organization, but we need your help as a community organization. Good things can happen if we all work together.
Well, I'm not begging anyone for help. All I'm asking, I'm telling you the facts. Don't take my word for it.
It's not a beg, Mom.
No, it's not a beg, but people don't understand. I got to buy some firecrackers. I can't give a dime to help the young people vote. Oh, well, I just want to tell you, if you want to do something about it, good. But I'm going to tell you somebody that's doing something about it.
Tell me. I need to have some knowledge.
And I'm going to dedicate my program.
I'm getting a little despondent here.
I'm going to dedicate myself to Mrs. Gloria Mathis.
Dedicate what?
I'm going to dedicate myself and my show to Mrs. Gloria Mathis today. Mrs. Gloria Mathis is a founder and owner of Johnson Shardina's Nursery.
Mom, let me stop you there. Because of the fact you're going back in the history now. See, we want to reemphasize our history as a black person's.
That's what we are doing because Mrs. Gloria Mathis believes so much in the independence of thought. She believed. Let me tell you her story.
Tell me. I need to know. That's why I listen to the Clara Luper radio show. And by now, I'm fixing to call my friend, another neighbor, and make sure that they be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show.
It was in the year 1965 that Gloria Mathis called a meeting with her family, her son Chauncey, her oldest daughter Cheryl, and her youngest daughter Dina, along with her late husband David Burris. She told them that I have a great idea. I have an idea that we should open a child care center and preschool, and that it would be named Chauncey Dina's Preschool and Nursery Incorporated. I wanted that nursery named after my 3 children, she cried, and they teased her about that part. But her message was so clear, which was the key to keeping the Chauncey Dina's preschool and nursery open. She cried out, teamwork, believe in what you're doing, be devoted to that effort, and never forget that God is the real reason for your success. And always, I say always, Gloria Mathis cried, pray for your success. But listen to this, Calvin. As a family, she started out on 8th Street in a small location. She used
Northeast 8th Street.
Northeast 8th Street in a small location. She used the pots and the pans from her home to do the cooking of meals for the nursery children. And then she knew and understood what the state of Oklahoma required, such as the licensing office, the fire department, the health department, and her first concern was to follow the guidelines. And she would say, I'm going to meet the requirements of the state of Oklahoma Child Care Division. Teamwork, teamwork, she cried. Her children, her husband, Mr. Paul Mathis, have always supported her in getting things done for the nursery. They had a family, and they still have a family ethic, which she not only taught her children but her grandchildren, that in order to be successful, you must work together, and that nothing comes given to you or on a silver platter. Work hard in order to reach your goal. No wonder Chauncey Dina's now in a location, 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City, is entering its 40th year of service. 40 years.
Come on, Mom. There's no need in you continually bragging on Miss Matthews.
I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you history.
Is this history?
Yes.
This black history?
Yes.
This is
there
real
are
history.
Children from families who have been in the preschool themselves. They have become adults and have brought their children to Chauncey Dina's. Now, how do you care? What are the ingredients that are necessary to care for children? You got to listen to them, she said. Hear them. Teach them with patience. Give them a lot of love from your heart. Let them know that they are important people. And she always teaches their children that they can do any task if they work at it hard enough. These are the ingredients of success, she cried. Hard work, faith in God and yourself, doing the right thing. Be happy with the success of others. Yes.
Mom, you just bragging.
I'm just talking history.
You just bragging.
Over the past 40 years, Mrs. Gloria Mathis have lost members of her family. Her brother, her mother, her father, her daughter, and her son. But she keeps moving. The key to success, she says, is inner strength through faith in God. Without him, she said, I could not face the day with courage and determination. And she says, if you can't be the winner, then help the winner break the record. No wonder she's up to Freedom Center now, selling spaghetti dinner in order that young people, not her own children, but children that she loves so well, could go to the NAACP National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is the Clara Luper
you have to
radio show.
we have to go through that again because that is beautiful. because the fact that Mrs. Matthews has started, see, now what you left out was a little part of her early history. And Mrs. Matthews is, she started off as a welder. Remember that story?
Oh
Part of
yeah,
that?
I
Well,
know
we'll
that
talk to
story,
that.
but
Maybe she'll
I was
call
only
in
concerned.
and
I
then
was
tell us
only
about
concerned about what she's doing now.
what she's
Because
doing
if
now.
you love Mrs. Mathis, go up to Freedom Center today, buy a spaghetti dinner.
And where is Freedom Center?
2609 North of Martin Luther King. Mrs. Maxine
Oklahoma
Stale,
City.
a lover of children, up to Freedom Center selling neck bones. Oh my gracious. And you know Mrs. Stale knows exactly what to do. And then there are the Kempers selling cakes, pies. Maryland with her beans and cornbread and
I'm looking forward to that.
salads. Mrs.
Hey,
Mrs. Leola Ford, others selling, and a group that's selling candy.
well, don't brag about us all, Mom. You know, because the
I
advisors
do
of the
have something to
NAACP
brag
Youth
about,
Council.
but I want to hear from the people today because this part of our program is being brought to you by Hometown, located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma
Well, I
City.
ran across the best bargain in there.
They got some bargains.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And Curtis Service even brought it out for me because it was, well, I'm going to tell you, it was the chicken pot pies and the chicken pot pie with broccoli. Oh, what a sale that was. I couldn't resist that one.
And by Robert Gates at 2609 North Martin Luther King, ready now to cut that hair just like you want it. Also by Allstate Insurance Company. Tell me about them, Calvin.
I can tell you about Allstate Insurance Company as a company, but I have to tell you about the agent. The agent that's located at 730 West Britton Road. The agent that's there in that beautiful white building. The agent that has the most courteous staff. The agent that has the most knowledgeable staff. The agent where April Hildred herself is working there. But the agent is Marilyn Hildred. Hey, you want some good service? You want some great
And
service?
April Hildred.
Yeah, I said April, Ma. Okay.
I just wanted to repeat it.
Repeat. But then that is the place where if you any of your insurance needs, your homeowners, especially your life insurance, especially your automobile insurance, but then your helicopter, your motorcycle, your motorhome, any of your insurance needs, give us an opportunity to work with you. 730 West Britton Road. The number is 843-0811. The address is 730 West Britton Road. Good things have happened. I've given you some great knowledge.
Tell me
there.
about
Tell
tell me about that new shop that's located.
Oh,
in
uniquely you.
Uniquely you. Where you
I
can
dig it.
buy.
Well, we'll talk about that a little later
okay.
on, Mom.
Well,
if you don't mind. But I'm just thinking of the trials and the tribulations and the changes that Mrs. Matthews and must have gone through in order to make a daycare center so successful.
But she looks at trials as an opportunity. Now, I have been criticized because many of you out there say that I'm too hard on my children. Well, let me tell you, I want to make my position crystal clear. If you were at the Miss Black pageant, you saw it, and I want you to call me at 672-1220 and tell me what you saw. You know, Michelle Milburn is our new Miss Black Oklahoma.
Outstanding. But we'll talk.
Okay,
We'll
no,
brag on that.
we're going to brag
you
about
brag,
that.
You want to start bragging
Calvin,
that?
but I want to make my
You got
position
so many
clear.
bragging
I have
rights,
a
Mom.
recommendation. If you don't want your children whipped,
Uh-huh.
if you don't want your children fussed at, if you don't want your children to obey the rules and regulations, keep them at home with you, because I have a staff of 36 people with 36 different personalities,
Thank God.
and they have different approaches to discipline. And I would like to salute Mr. Jared, who had a son he's from Texas, Arlington, Texas. And one of the advisors punished his son. And Mr. Gary came up here and he said, I want to find Mr. Wade. I want to find Mr. Wade. And when he found Mr. Wade, he said, thank you, Mr. Wade, for disciplining my son. I appreciate what you have done, and I know he needed it. And Mr. Wade said, thank you, sir. He said, not only do you have permission to do what you did to him, but you have permission to whip his behind. What a father.
Well, see, that's the
That's-
family.
and
That's
then
that. That's the. It takes a family to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. But Mom, we have
But
a
let
call
me
on the
get-
line.
okay,
And I'm so
okay.
anxious to talk with them.
But
This
let me
is the
tell
Clara
you
Luper
this.
Radio Show
Let me
where
tell
we're
you this
live
before I
and
go.
we're in beautiful living color. 1220 is your number. What you
And-
got to do is call that friend, call that neighbor, tell them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, where we're live and in beautiful living color.
I
Well,
got to get that Samson
well,
boy.
good
Yesterday I was
morning.
down the stairs and Jerry Sampson
And
from
get
St.
up.
Paul, Minnesota, walked in, and what he said was, "That's Miss Luper. She whipped me." I said, "Why do you talk so much?" And he said, "But look at me now." And he drove down to his cousin's funeral, and incidentally, his funeral will be today at 10 o'clock at the loving St. John's Baptist Church, St.
St. James.
James Baptist
Good
Church.
morning, caller. Welcome to the Clara Luper Radio Show,
Well,
where
good-
you're fussing on there.
good morning.
Uh-oh.
This is Rosemary Walker as she said.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I've been holding this phone 30 minutes to try to tell you, as I see it, we will be successful in getting all kinds of contributions this morning down here at the Freedom Center. They come in and buy neck bones, they come in and buy spaghetti, and they come in and buy cakes and candy. We want all our friends to know that we appreciate their help in getting our kids to Wisconsin to the National NAACP Convention. So please, as I see it, you're going to support us today.
As
And
you
I'm
see.
here waiting to see what you're going to do.
Okay, now what committee are you working on?
Oh, I'm the setup committee, and we've been down here and got it all set up waiting on the food.
All right.
Okay, okay. Well,
I'm part of that committee, too. I
You-
hate I was late.
A good thing I had a key because I opened the door at 8:30.
Oh, my goodness.
Mrs. Walker, you had the opportunity to be one of my outstanding staff members of the Miss Black Oklahoma, which is more than a pageant. It's an experience, an educational and motivational experience. What did you think of the pageant this year?
Listen, all the kids were there. If they didn't learn something, you had the best speakers this year that I've known in the last 20 years. Those kids were I know they appreciated the programs that was put on at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant because we had some of the best speakers in Oklahoma City. And I would just like to say that if you don't get your children involved in something that's educational and motivational, you're missing a treat because they're getting the best that it is that Oklahoma City has to offer.
Do you
Let-
think I'm
let-
too mean to the children?
No, that's why the penitentiaries are so full now. The parents are too lenient. Let the kids tell them what to do.
Mrs. Walker, the best part of the highlight of the pageant had to be
When the
Calvin Luper dinner came about and Derek Dugard spoke like a champ, and then the Weekend Singers, we sort of got back together. Now, wasn't
yeah.
that good?
Oh, that was outstanding. You know what? The Bessie Smith of this state was on.
Now, it was.
But thank you, Mrs. Walker.
It's true. Maryland says True Vine Church. You want
Where that's
where the funeral is.
No,
It's
it's not
True
True
Vine.
Vine. It's not True Vine. It's
You
Saint.
say it's not Maryland.
Well, okay, but then I'm thinking about the Miss
Someone
Black
called
Oklahoma
me
pageant.
because I
We'll get
know
it
it's
straight in a
out to
minute.
the loving St.
St.
James
James
Church.
Baptist Church.
Now, if anybody that knows, call me immediately at 672-1220.
But Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant means so much to so many people as recipients. But how does it feel working with these young people and all these?
It
man, I mean, where
makes
does it
me
go?
feel great to see kids with a positive thought and mind and doing something worthwhile. It just gives me a real good feeling because I get tired of reading in the newspapers about so many of our young people that have an opportunity to do better that's not doing anything.
All right.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Walker.
She told
Thank
it.
you.
One thing about Mrs. Walker, she's going to tell it.
And I would like for the parents to
We're
understand
going home.
me.
You going home.
If you think that I'm going to allow your children to participate in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant or anything else that I have to chaperone, and then you come and tell people you don't want your child touched, you have that right to do it. And I have the right to tell you to keep your child at home with you.
But,
This
Mom, you
is
know,
Clara
the
Luper.
exciting part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant was not only the pageantry, but it was that week's activities. There were some speakers there that were so inspirational.
Oh, Miss
that makes you,
Patricia.
oh, my goodness.
Oh, I can't call all that
Oh,
name.
my
But I can
goodness.
tell you that the new Miss Black Oklahoma is Michelle Milburn, a student, a graduate of Oklahoma City University. On up was Miss Oklahoma State University, Leslie Warrior.
Look at
the
that. You got
third
OCU,
runner-up.
you got Langston,
And
you got OSU.
Michelle Brown was the third runner-up. Well, this is the Clara Luper radio show, and you were there. I want you to call and tell me about it. What did you think about the pageant?
Well, you have
Well,
time because
field
this
service-
is 9.
Calvin, let me tell you
it's
something about
halftime.
Milwaukee. I met the most fantastic
Oh, Mom,
person
save
last
that.
year.
Save that because
I'm not
let's
going to save that.
Save that. This is the Clara Luper radio show. I ain't running nothing, but I
your
am
mouth.
running my
But
good
let me
things
tell
have
you who I
happened.
met,
We have a
Calvin.
caller.
Okay, well,
We have a
I'll
caller.
I'll hear.
Well, you wanted to hear
Hello?
the caller. Good morning. Thank you for being a part of this, the most exciting radio show in the history of radio. How are you doing?
How you doing, Calvin?
Fantastic.
This is Andre Carbon.
Oh, Andre Carbon, welcome. Speak up, talk in the mic, and tell us about whatever you think to say.
Well, first of all, Miss Luper, I have Michelle Milburn, Miss Black Oklahoma, calling you right after I'm going to call you.
Okay,
You sure?
okay.
How you know?
Oh, he knows
Because I've
Calvin.
talked to Michelle.
Okay.
She's eager to get on radio.
Okay, well, could I call you back and talk to Michelle?
Yes, you can do that.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
well,
you hold
thank
by
you.
the phone wherever you are. Good things are happening. I bet they're happening at the Freedom Center. That spaghetti dinner are getting ready. That
they
neck
got-
bones and beans are getting ready. Boy, I know. I'm
And
looking
those
forward to
donations are
getting back
coming
there.
in because
Okay.
my people not going to let me down.
It's a long
Michelle,
way. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you all this morning?
Just
Fine.
fine, Your Highness.
and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr.
Definitely
Luper.
congratulations.
You know, I have tried to explain to the people that the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is not a pageant in terms of what people think. It's an educational and motivational experience. Tell me about it starting at your first day coming on through. This is Miss Black
Miss Black
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, Your Highness
Michelle
yourself.
Milburn. Tell me about
How
it,
you
Michelle.
doing? Listen to her. Okay.
Well, I don't know if I need that great of an introduction, but I tell you,
It's
if
the
you're a parent out there looking for a place for a young person to get educated, the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant system is certainly the place to be. From the first day we got there, it was not like a normal pageant where they're trying to teach you how to hold a fork right or walk prissy. They were trying to teach us about history. They were trying to educate us with who we are, where we've come from, and how we can use that information to impact our future. And Ms. Luper provided probably the best speakers, probably better ones they'll even have at the NAACP conference. I tell you,
I
we
don't
had
know
the
about
best
that.
speakers I've ever heard in my life. And I go to a lot of conferences and I attend a lot of seminars, but she had a wide range, a diverse group, a very eclectic group, and I drew so much wisdom from a lot of those people. Some of them were from our educational sectors, some of them are from the business community, some of them are from the community that advocates disabilities, that advocates different things. And Ms. Luper, you had a great time learning from those speakers. I think the hardest thing we had the week, we had a great educational Black history test. And Ms. Luper is not going to let any young woman come through that system without understanding where we've come from and what price we had to pay to have the opportunities that we have now. And we had a very hard but very educational Black history test, and Ms. Luper wasn't going to let anybody come through that week without passing that test. And we all paid her 10 cents, but we got through it, and we learned a lot. And I do appreciate you staying on us and being hard on us like that, because, Ms. Luper, there's a lot of young people who want to seize opportunities, but they don't even know where they come from or who paid the price for them to have those opportunities. So that was really, really interesting. And then plus, all the girls who participated in the pageant, from Clinton to Langston to Cleveland County to Oklahoma County, all of them, we all became just best friends. And I love the fact that there was so much unity. The theme for that pageant was making the American dream a reality. And, in our community, we see so many people trying to tear somebody down to get ahead of them. And the attitude of that pageant, everybody get in unity, everybody work together. And that was the way it was with all the contestants. We helped each other. Even the night of, we were sharing makeup and sharing earrings and helping each other with our dresses. And there was no disunity. There was no anything else. It was we were all just so beautifully connected. And that's always the beauty of the Lord. He just brings a spirit there, and we all have unity there. But it really was a great experience, and I learned so much. Now that I've been fortunate to have the crown of Miss Black Oklahoma, I really want to use that to better educate other young people about where we've come from, what opportunities we have, and hopefully open the eyes of some of these young people that don't feel they have an opportunity to make it in life, and really show them they have a skill, they've got something they can do to better their world and better their life. And I'm really excited about what's to come. But Ms. Luper, you and Calvin and your staff have just done a great job, and you truly impacted my life. And I can't thank you enough for it.
I know we had a wonderful time last Sunday. The contestants were in limousines, and we went to the Prospect Baptist Church, and you had the opportunity to hear not only great singers but a great speaker. Tell me about that experience.
Well, when we went to church at Prospect, I was sad because I'm a youth pastor myself, and I wasn't able to be at my church. And so I said, well, Lord, this is something different, but I want to make the best of it. And I promise you, from the downbeat we got in there, Prospect is a great church. And their praise and worship leader sang a song that really moved all of us young women. We were moved to tears in worship, and that helped me get into the flow, because I was thinking about what's my church doing. But I really got into the service, and then the pastor spoke probably one of the best messages from Psalms 37, and he was talking about delighting yourself in the Lord, and though you fall and though you stumble, to get back up and focus on what God is going to do through you. It was really, really impacting, and we got to stand in front of the church congregation, sing our Miss Black America Oklahoma style song, and talk about making the American dream a reality. But it was a beautiful service, and we had a great time, and they just showed us so much hospitality, and we can't thank Prospect enough for what they did for us, and we're really appreciative. But we had a great time, and I was thoroughly blessed by the message especially.
How about that luncheon?
Oh, and that luncheon, we were the best part of the luncheon was the punch. We asked every single cook what they made it out of, and it was this great Lipton tea. I tell you, I could live off that the rest of my life, but it was really good. But the luncheon was really beautiful. They were so hospitable to us. We appreciate it.
I would like to congratulate you and tell you that you're going to Milwaukee. Yesterday I met a presiding elder of the CME Church from Milwaukee, and he told me a story that really made me want to hurry up and get to Milwaukee. He said that the mayor of that city, who's an Honorable Mayor Barrett, is a life member of the NAACP, and that he put a table out in his office and down the hallway and asked all of the staff to take out memberships in NAACP and say they are welcoming the delegates, the friends and the alternates to Milwaukee in a way that you have never seen in your life before. Have you ever heard of a mayor of the city becoming an NAACP recruiter?
No.
Oh, well
Miss Black Oklahoma. Miss Black Oklahoma, Miss Milburn.
Yes.
Would you share with the most intelligent listening audience in the world about how exciting it was to see the We Can't Singers doing our dinner?
Oh, Kevin.
No, I go with that.
I don't know if it was an experience. I don't know if it was exciting, but it was an experience.
Okay.
When the day you get a record deal, you call me.
When I get a record deal.
Yeah, you call me then.
I got to check with my agent. I got to get a new agent. But, what we've done, what we tried to do was make that week a week that the young ladies not only found out about their inner selves, but understood better their outside selves and the history of our people. A very difficult time. What did you think about when we went down there where African American, the Black Plaza might be on Martin Luther King, on Lincoln Boulevard, I'm sorry.
Well, I was very impressed with the fact the Centennial Committee has come together. And Miss Luper, if Miss Luper gets somewhere, anybody knows if she wants something done, it's going to get done. Her motto is, don't try, just do it, So she, she's very adamant about making sure Oklahomans understand the contributions that not only blacks, but every person has contributed, whites, Indians and blacks and Mexicans. We all have a history, we all have a tie, and we all have roots somewhere in Oklahoma. But I think it's so incredible how her influence and her adamancy to really see this happen has come forth, and now she's not only gotten the attention of the Centennial Committee, but they're actually moving in action. And so this last week she asked for some of our ideas, and I know she's going forth to speak to them about it, and I still owe you my idea, Miss Luper, but
I need
really,
it in writing.
You need it in writing.
Need it
It's
in
coming
writing.
to you.
Need
I
the
think
drawing.
it's really incredible how one day I'll be able to take my children downtown or take them near the Capitol, and I can show them the bombing memorial, and I can show them different museums, and I can hopefully show them one day how we as African Americans have also contributed to this community. But not only that, we don't only have to put our best foot forward as an African American, but we are also Americans. And now that we are all the human race, we can put our foot forward and have the opportunities that every other American has. And I think that's so important, and I truly think it's going to really benefit the future generation of Oklahomans.
Oh, listen to you, girl. I wish I could have been there doing part of the judging sessions when the judges were asking you questions. But as Miss Black Oklahoma, 2005, what is your goal? I mean, what are the things that you hope to achieve this year?
Well, this year is going to be very different, because to be honest, I wasn't really expecting to win. So now that I have, I had goals.
You weren't expecting to win.
I tell you, but
why
Mr.
did
Calvin
you
and
enter?
Ms. Luper, every young woman there had some kind of contribution they could have made just as great, and I was so impressed. To be honest with you, every single young woman, if you want to put it in competitive terms, was true competition. They were intelligent, they were bright, they were beautiful, they were motivated, and I've never been in a group of young women where every single young woman had those attributes. But when I got crowned, I just knew that, number one, I know that God gives us all a purpose. God gives us all a destiny. And so I said, well, Lord, since you granted me this opportunity, with every bit of my being, I'll take it to the best of my ability to impact the lives of people. And I've always known that my life was called to be an influence in whatever way I can. And whether it's influencing you to make better grades in school, whether it's influencing you to make better choices in life, or helping you find some kind of marketable skill where you can use your life for the betterment of people, that's what I plan to do this year, is to be an influence positively for the younger generations of Oklahomans and to the world, to hopefully raise up young people that will lead our country in a better direction in the future to come.
Oh, that's so...
Oh, how did you feel when you won not only Miss Friendship, which means, tell me, how did you get Miss Friendship? What happened?
Won Miss Friendship too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was once again surprised I got Miss Friendship. All the girls, we got in trouble one night because we liked each other too much. So we'd be talking all night and hanging out all night, and of course Ms. Luper wanted us to be in bed, but we all got along so well. But a Miss Friendship is an award that they award basically the friendliest, or I guess the person who got along with everyone so well. And fortunately, it happened to be me, and I was very blessed to be nominated and also elected by my peers to get that award. I was very overwhelmed that they thought of me in that way. It was very sweet.
Well, thank you so very
I thought
kind.
she was going to tell
and
about
you're on your way to Milwaukee. No, you don't tell
You
it.
don't tell everything. Okay.
Okay, thank
Miss
you.
Black Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Miss Luper. Thank you, Calvin. I
Congratulations, and
appreciate it.
thanks to Mr. Carbon who made that possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Extremely proud of you.
We are proud of you,
You go, girl.
and you belong to all of us. Oh, thank you so very much.
Tell your mom she can't just be out. That's my daughter, because now you're
she
Miss,
belongs to all
you're Miss Black
and I'll
Oklahoma
be taking
now,
you to
baby.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you so very kindly.
You're welcome, Miss Luper. I love you guys, and God bless you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
I wanted to tell you about what's happening at Holy Temple Baptist Church, but I want one of my students, Miss Buckner, to call me immediately and tell me
Where's
672-1220. I would also like to know that we wrote all of the churches. Now, we wrote your churches. We are calling your churches and asking for help. But let me tell you the churches that have helped us. Holy Temple Baptist Church.
Holy Temple. Where is that?
Holy
Somewhere in
Temple.
Oklahoma City.
Okay. New Zion Baptist
Where
Church.
is that?
Oh,
Somewhere in Oklahoma City.
That's right. Oh, Mount Olive Baptist Church.
Where is that?
That's
Somewhere
Baptist
in Oklahoma
Church.
City.
But,
Somewhere in Oklahoma
but
City.
we're waiting to hear from some other churches, because if the churches had not helped us during the time we were trying to get Ada Lloyd Scipio into OU, we would not have
nobody
succeeded.
remember Ada Lloyd Scipio.
Everybody remembers Ada Lloyd Scipio, because anybody knows that's been to OU or any other school that if it had not been for Ada Lloyd Scipio and the NAACP, they would not be there.
That's like
Now,
Nancy
wait a
Davis
minute.
at OSU.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you something. I want you to do it. Now, I am not cooking spaghetti. but I'm taking donations. Now, those of you that plan to bring me flowers when I die and bring food to Calvin, Merlin, Shelley, I want you to do me a personal favor. I want you to give me that so I can help some child. And I call upon you now. There are some people that never stop helping, like, Miss McLean, Mr. Simmons. I could go on, Mr. and Mrs. Simmons. I could go on down the line. They never stop helping. Miss Woods and all of them. They never stop. Well, I want you to help me while I'm alive. And I want you to go by Freedom Center, make your position clear, say, Clara Luper, I'm going to help you. Because when I help you, I'm really helping the children. And you can't tell. If you're sitting up and you haven't helped a child, I don't know what to say. Well, anyway, all of you that have been to convention.
I often hear the complaint that Clara Luper always begging.
I'm not begging. I'm giving the people an opportunity.
Well, I don't
because
know. That's
what
did
Attorney Carl say that he had taught his kids?
Oh, my goodness. That was outstanding. That's one of the highlights of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant 2005. But that attorney took his time out and came down there and talked to us. And I'm talking about the contestants, the pages, the
and
escorts.
He said, do something for somebody every day.
For somebody every day. Oh, inspirational. Good things happen when you listen to the
Telephone, Calvin, we got to talk.
Well, we're live. We're
I'm
in beautiful
waiting for
living
Miss
color.
Buckner because I want to hear about the groundbreaking.
I'm waiting to tell you about 730 West Britain Road, Uniquely You Boutique. I'm waiting to tell you about 23rd and Martin Luther King.
Okay.
I'm waiting to tell you about 2609
Well, we've already
North
done
Martin.
that, Calvin.
Well, we've done it once, but
Okay,
hello,
tell
caller.
them.
How are you doing? Welcome to the Clara Luper Radio Show, where you're live and in beautiful living color. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Oh, just
Okay,
totally
what did you
fantastic.
think about it? Tell us.
What did I think about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant?
Yes.
It was great. That's just the word for it. It was great. I mean, when we got there to the pageant on that Saturday, we got to know each other. We put our stuff up and made sure we had everything ready to go. Then we had a welcoming reception where a lady named Cindy Hughes was speaking, and she's a very unique lady because she writes with her mouth because she couldn't use her hands because her arms, when she was born with her arms where she can't use them, but she writes with her mouth, and she has better penmanship than I do. But she was a very unique lady, and she's been a lot. She's very successful, and she works for the state of Oklahoma and everything. And she was just a great lady. She influenced us. I think she made a big impact on a lot of people. But that night we had a welcoming dinner reception where Attorney Cole, as you were saying, was speaking. He said, do one thing for everybody. And he added that up. I don't know if he did it before, but he had it added up. And he said that if you do one thing, you have like a lot of. It's amazing how many good deeds that you have done if you just add them up and do one thing for everybody every day. But it was he was a good speaker. But the next day we had Miss Ray's breakfast where Pastor Clint Wilburn spoke. He's a very nice guy. He came to the pageant a few times. He came, just not one time just to speak, but he came on other days and other dinners and stuff like that. Then we had to go to morning services at Prospect. They were great, excellent. The speaker was very good. Pastor Cooper, he couldn't have did a better job. I don't know. It was just very good speaker. And we had dinner there at the Prospect Baptist Church. They prepared dinner for us, and that was very nice. And then we had the VIP luncheon where Attorney Joy McCormick was speaking. She spoke. We had a lot of great speakers.
Okay, are you going to Milwaukee?
Let's make sure we know who we're talking to, Mom.
Yes, I am going to Milwaukee.
Who are we talking to? What's your name?
My name is Andre Carbon.
And what was your role during the Miss Black Oklahoma pageantry?
I was Miss Black Oklahoma escort.
Okay, now I understand you up to Freedom Center, and what are you all selling?
I'm not up to Freedom Center right now, but what we are selling is spaghetti dinners. We are selling cookies and cakes and all kinds of things like that. I believe they're selling neck bones. They got a very good feast. We're trying to raise money to go to Wisconsin, and we need the people out there in Radio Land to come help us and support us.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mr. Carbon, and I'll see you at Freedom Center.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. We divided up into groups. Do you all think you'll be able to beat Clara Luper today?
Do I think we will be able to beat
Yes,
Clara?
you heard the
You
question.
heard the
Do
question.
you?
Don't have to tell us, man. We're on live and living color KTLV, where everybody in the state of Oklahoma is listening to this great
Do
radio
you think
show.
you'll be able to beat Clara Luper?
Yes, I do. I think we'll be able to beat Clara Luper.
Okay, that's good. So as
Oh,
a man
he's-
thinking, so is he. You can beat me in failing. You, if you think my students and my
He
friends
he
are going
said
to
it
let
in
you all,
public. Boy,
you all beat
boy,
me, you're
boy.
a dreamer.
Thank
I
you,
want to hear
Carla.
from Lily Buckner. Lily Buckner, call me because I want to know about that groundbreaking. I want to know what Holy Temple
Groundbreaking.
Baptist Church is about to do because they're going to break the records.
Okay,
Please
Mama
call
Cooper.
me
Thank you.
immediately.
Thank you for being a
so very
caller.
kindly.
Thank you for being an escort in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. You did a fantastic job. The escorts have a special role in the pageant, Mom, but
We'll talk
try
about
to tell
that
that later.
But this has
But,
been a sad week for us because
been
we've
tough.
lost so many. I've lost sorority sister, Mrs. Williams, whose services will start today at 10 o'clock at Avery. We've lost a community leader, a businessman, Odell Smith. We've lost an educator, Mrs. Brown. We've lost so much. Desi Harrison, one of my students that tried so hard. You will remember her as a principal, as a teacher. Yes, you will remember. And today we extend our sympathy to all of those that have lost relatives during these trying days.
Oh, my goodness. It's been a tough week, as you said, Mom, but we have a call on the line. Good morning, caller. Thank you for being a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio
I
Show.
hope that's Lily Buckner.
Mom, you have no idea yet because there is a caller. How you doing?
I'm
Welcome.
doing great. This is Mary Boone.
Mary Boone.
Were you at the
Okay.
pageant?
And I just wanted to tell the Clara Luper show, everyone, all the intelligent listeners, they missed the treat if they missed the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant.
Tell
It
them,
was
yeah.
dynamite. And I tell you, all of the contestants were winners, but I was sitting there, I was watching everything so closely, I was acting like I was a judge, and I picked the winner. And I
Oh.
said,
You picked a winner.
I was so excited, I felt like jumping up screaming, I picked her, I picked her.
Oh,
I did it, I
great.
did it."
That's
And
outstanding.
she was fantastic. And I tell you, when she spoke, you could tell that she's going to make a great lawyer because the words just flowed out of her mouth. And I heard her this morning on the radio, and I said, I just must call in. And I just wanted to tell Miss Sister Luper, all of the workers, everybody was just fantastic. And I tell you, the pagers, the little escorts, everyone, they were just so wonderful. And I said, I would just love to have my grandkids in there doing something like that because this is very educational for any child. And because, Mrs. Luper, you've done so much for so many of those young people. I have a little niece, and I must tell you about her, and that Kim came, she was once just such a shy person, but she was in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and she graduated from Langston,
Uh-huh.
magna cum laude, and
Oh, no.
I tell you, she just excelled in everything, and I tell you, you just changed her altogether.
Oh, that's
She was able to get this great job now, and she is just a beautiful, outstanding young lady now because you really did help her.
Well, you're the wind on our wings. You have helped us, and I would like to thank you.
Oh, I just enjoyed everything, and Miss Wilma Ray's breakfast was beautiful, and I enjoyed Reverend Clint Wilburn and his beautiful wife sang that beautiful song, Only What You Do for Christ Will Last. It was just really outstanding. And I want to ask the weekend singers if they would sing Happy Birthday to Maxine Stevens, who just had a birthday on June the 15th. So thank you very much, and I'm going to go. So I hope Sister Buckner will hurry and call you.
I hope she does, too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, I do.
Bye.
Thank you for being
How
part.
can we talk about Rodale Hornbeak? If you need a car,
Talk about
see
it.
Rodale at
Brag
John
about
Vance's Motors, I-35 in South Guthrie exit. They have 11 lines to select from. I don't care what kind of car you want. Why don't you call Rodale Hornbeak?
Rodale, Advanced
Lily
Motors.
Buckner should call me and tell
Well,
me
no
all
telling.
about.
No telling where Lily is because this is a time where our friends are all gathering together. You know, Desi was a friend to not only us, but to Lily and the whole entire Dungey community. Good things have happened terrible things do happen. But we want you to be inspired. We want you to make this a very special, safe week. July 4th weekend. Good things are happening downtown Oklahoma City. Good things are happening downtown on the east side of downtown, on the north side.
Calvin, somebody just called and want to know if Coco was part of the group. Coco was head of the pages this year and did a beautiful.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just thinking about what all is happening in Oklahoma City. Things I'd like to do, things I'd like for you to do, like for you to be a part of. You know, we got to do it. We're fortunate to have we have a national dog show. People may laugh at what I'm talking about on the dog show. They didn't buy an ad.
But Calvin, I want to know if I can get Lily Roof, because I want to tell the people what Holy Temple Church is done. That's a young church.
Yeah, line 1 here. We may have a caller there that we can talk with, but no telling. But I know that downtown Oklahoma City is full of people, full of activity.
Oh, sure, but
we're
talking
about the Freedom Center,
what's 2609
North Martin Luther King. We got
if
to
I'm
put
not
that
there,
on part of the
be
tour.
sure and tell Mrs. Walker, Mrs. Mathis, and all of them that you're there to leave a donation for Clara Luper. Some of you just have a penny, leave a penny. Some of you do what Donovan Greenhour did. He brought $1 over and said, I'm not going, but I want to help somebody to go.
Well,
and if you could help somebody, then your living will not be in vain. We've got to tell you that we've got to hear from Lily Buckner, who would tell you about Holy Temple's groundbreaking ceremony. I had all the details, but I didn't bring it because I was hoping that I could get in contact with Miss Buckner.
Well, we're running out of time.
Let's talk about the alphas. The alphas.
I don't want to talk about no alphas.
I'm going to talk about the alphas.
You talk
the
about
alphas, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Smith brought a donation over there from the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And now I'm calling on the Kappas, the Phi Beta Sigmas, the Omegas, the AKAs brought a donation over there. But where are the Deltas? Where are the Zetas? But we know that the AKAs and the Alphas have really supported us, and we thank them. Calvin, you better sing Happy Birthday.
I got to sing it. Maxine, I got it coming up for you. But then this is July 4th, and Mr. Wilson, C.P. Wilson, got that coming up for you. Curly Slaws, my partner, my lifetime partner, got this coming up for you. America, got this coming up for you.
Calvin,
but I've been in therapy, Mom. I've been in therapy. Mrs. Stevens, I went to the singing therapist. I've been practicing, and I tried aromatic therapy, but I don't know how it works. But you tell me, because it says, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, CP. Happy birthday, Curly. Happy birthday, Maxine. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more.
2 minutes left, and I do hope that we have Lily Buckner on the line. Hello?
The good things have happened to the Clara radio show because you're part of it. Invite you to come by the Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King. Do what you can. Buy a dinner. Make a donation.
Because we're leaving Wednesday morning, and we need your support now. And where are your ideas for the the Afro-American president? We've given all of you an opportunity, and don't call me and say you didn't have a chance. Bring your ideas up to Freedom Center today and use them and send them to the Centennial Committee to Bruce Fisher. This is Clara Luper saying, please stay out of trouble. Please stop stealing and killing. Please. Now, that's what I'm begging people to do, because it's nothing as bad as a thief. This is Clara Luper saying, whatever you do, whatever you do, just remember,